Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Ummi Lailatulhasanah, and in this opportunity, I'll explain about assessment, grading, and cheating. The first one is formative assessment. Formative assessment is the process of collecting information about students' performance for the purpose of making instructional decisions. Timely assessment helps students and teachers identify where students excel and where they need additional help. Quizzes, tasks, and assignments provide assessment information, as does informal teacher observation. Number 1 is assessment tools. There are many ways to gauge student progress quickly. The following assessment ideas can be adopted to fit a variety of age groups and subjects. Assessment tools can be used for: Number 1 is pre-assessment, gather baseline data. Number 2, monitoring progress, formative assessment, or post-assessment or evaluation. Tools to assess and measure learning or gather evidence. Number 1 is task, national, local, or teacher-made. Number 2, quizzes. And the next is worksheets, performance, like skits, role plays, or extracta. And the next is project and presentation, including models and experiments. And the next is portfolios with sample work and checklists. And then journal entries, writing samples and report. And the last one is interview, which can also be taped as pre or post documentation of language or reading proficiency. Number 2 is using feedback from ongoing assessment. A clear benefit to assessing student progress along the way is to be able to catch students who have not mastered material before moving on to new material. Once learning gaps are identified, you can modify new lessons or perhaps use some of these ideas to fill in those gaps. And the next topic is grading. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, there are no hard and fast rules about the best way to grade. Grading is an evaluation process. Judgments are made about the value of a student's work and points or grades are assigned. Grades are used to: Number 1 is inform the teacher about what students have or have not learned. Number 2, stimulate and encourage good work by students. Number 3, improve students' capacity to reflect and evaluate their learning. And the last one is select individuals for continued education or recognition. Time-saving grading tips. Number 1, have students exchange papers and score or correct each other quizzes and homework as you review them. This practice also reinforces correct answer. And number 2 is establish and teach a standard procedure for the placement of names and dates on student papers. And number 3 is establish and teach standard procedures for the placement of names and dates on student papers. And the last topic is cheating. Most volunteers will have to deal with cheating within their classroom and will find that the issue has cultural implications that may be new and foreign to them. However, it is a student behavior that is better addressed through understanding and prevention rather than punishment. How does cheating affect individual and group learning? Number 1, students do not remember as well when they copy from others as when they do their own work. Number 2, students are aware when cheating is allowed to occur, the teacher's credibility is diminished. Honest students are disadvantaged and they may feel compelled to cheat just to keep up. And the last one is unchecked cheating can become an individual and or group habit that erodes students' motivation to learn. Alright, that's all that I can explain about assessment, grading, and cheating. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.